What if the way you eat eggs is secretly damaging your heart, and no one ever told you? Sounds crazy, right? But here's the shocking part. Most people who cut, limit, or even rely too heavily on eggs are making a silent mistake that messes with their brain, drains their energy, and strains their heart. Every single day. All because of a myth the food industry refuses to correct. And guess what? It has nothing to do with cholesterol. This isn't just another egg debate. This is the truth you were never supposed to hear. A truth that flips everything you thought you knew about heart health, protein sources, and your daily breakfast. If you've ever skipped eggs, replaced them with so-called healthier options, or blindly trusted a label, you need to see this. Because what you're about to learn could be the missing link between chronic fatigue and real vitality. And only a small percentage of people will ever find out. They say the road to hell is paved with good intentions. And in nutrition, that's more real than most people think. Cutting eggs cold turkey, thinking it's a cleaner lifestyle move, can backfire faster than you can say protein deficiency. What they don't tell you is that eggs aren't just a food. They're one of the most efficient protein sources nature ever designed. When the body stops getting that reliable supply, muscle mass drops. And when muscle drops, the heart, your most vital muscle, ends up working overtime just to keep you going. That's not just biology. That's a silent emergency. Let's get real. Removing eggs overnight is like firing your best employee without a backup plan. Sarcopenia sneaks in, strength drops, and what follows is a sluggish metabolism paired with reduced stamina. That's a straight path toward heart overload. Especially in a world already dealing with rising egg prices, it's tempting to seek cheaper swaps. But when food inflation nudges us to make impulsive cuts, the long-term cost is often invisible until the heart gives the first warning sign. And wait till you hear what most people replace eggs with. That's where things get really interesting. By the way, if this sparked your curiosity even a little, go ahead and like this video and subscribe to the channel. Trust me, what's coming next is worth it. You ever seen a luxury car trying to run on watered-down fuel? That's exactly how the human body feels without the nutrients eggs deliver. Vitamin B12, D, choline, iron. Those aren't just fancy labels on a supplement bottle. They're the engine oil, the spark plugs, the transmission fluid of your brain and heart. Take them away, and the mind starts lagging. Fatigue kicks in, focus vanishes, and your cardiovascular system, it starts working double time just to keep the basics running. Here's the twist. A single egg contains more brain-boosting choline than most people get in a day. And when you're low on that, things don't just slow down upstairs, they stall. Iron deficiency? Say goodbye to stamina. No B12? Energy dips, memory gets fuzzy. And yet, because of nutritional myths still floating around, people avoid eggs thinking they're doing their heart a favor. Meanwhile, their system is quietly losing its edge. Now imagine the damage when those missing nutrients are replaced with the wrong alternatives. You might want to sit down for this next one. Here's where people fall into the biggest trap of all, swapping eggs for ultra-processed meats like sausages or ham. It sounds like a fair trade, right? Protein for protein. But what they don't see is the sodium bomb, the saturated fats, and the preservatives that creep in quietly. These quick fixes are basically ticking time bombs for your arteries. And while the label might shout protein, your heart is the one silently absorbing the damage. Just think, would you ever replace clean water with soda just because it's liquid? That's what this is like. These risky swaps are everywhere, especially when food inflation pushes people toward cheaper, preserved options. And when you pair that with outdated fears about cholesterol, people unknowingly ditch a heart ally for a heart enemy. The irony? The very thing they're running from, eggs, may have protected them. But wait until you see what happens when people go for even cheaper replacements. It gets wilder. Like this video, and hit subscribe if you're starting to see just how deep this rabbit hole goes. You've seen it. Someone cuts eggs, and suddenly their breakfast becomes a parade of refined toast, sugary cereal, or low-quality meats with barely any protein sources. The body doesn't just miss the nutrients. It starts begging for satiety. And when food doesn't satisfy, overeating sneaks in. That's not willpower failing. It's the body compensating for missing quality. And your heart, it's left managing a flood of empty calories and inflammation. It's no surprise that these low-value substitutions cost more per gram of real nutrition. Especially when egg prices fluctuate, people get tricked into thinking volume equals value. But here's the thing. Your body knows the difference. A cheap meat full of fillers doesn't carry the same heart health support as a boiled egg. And if you think this is just about carbs and calories, you want to brace yourself for what really caused the fear around eggs in the first place. Back in the day, one flawed study painted eggs as the cholesterol villain, and it stuck like glue. The idea spread faster than avian flu, infecting kitchens and conversations worldwide. Even now, people think an egg a day is a heart attack waiting to happen. But science evolved. We now know that in healthy individuals, moderate egg consumption doesn't raise LDL cholesterol in any meaningful way. Still, the myth lingers. Why? Because fear sells faster than facts. And with rising egg prices and loud media noise, the average person never sees the full picture. They just react, cut eggs, fill the gap with processed junk, and blame their genetics when the doctor delivers bad news. That's how misinformation becomes a generational cycle. But there is a smarter way, a method that protects both your wallet and your heart. And once you hear it, you'll never unsee it. What if the real secret wasn't in cutting, but combining? That's right. Eggs on their own are great. But eggs with oats? With spinach, tomatoes, avocado? Now you're building a heart-smart powerhouse. Throw in legumes or sardines. Suddenly you've got omega-3s, soluble fiber, and a protein combo that makes your arteries sing. That's not just nutrition, it's strategy. The kind of food synergy that turns breakfast into protection. It's not about fancy diets. It's about making smart substitutions. Swapping white bread for fiber-rich grains, adding color to your plate, thinking like an architect, not a minimalist. Because the body thrives on variety, not restriction. And when you pair the right ingredients, you don't just eat better, you live better. So now that you've seen how to build a smarter plate, what about learning how to make these choices last? Here's the real flex, knowing how to adapt. It's not about sticking to one food or another. It's about staying balanced when the world throws curveballs. When egg prices rise, when avian flu hits the supply chain, when myths cloud the truth, you stay calm because you're informed. You mix and match. You use lentils one day, sardines the next, eggs the third. You stay sharp and your heart stays safe. True heart health isn't built on fear, it's built on knowledge. And when you understand the science behind protein sources, the trap of nutritional myths, and the beauty of smart substitutions, you start making choices from power, not panic. That's how you create a future-proof lifestyle. One where your energy, focus, and longevity aren't dependent on trends. And there's so much more to discover. Believe me, we're just getting started. Now you know, that one simple habit with eggs, something almost everyone overlooks, could be quietly impacting your heart, your energy, even how sharp your brain feels. And the crazy part? Most people will never realize it. They'll keep following outdated advice, swapping good food for bad substitutes, and wondering why they're always tired, bloated, or stuck. But you're not like most people. The fact that you made it this far means you're part of a different group. The curious ones. The intelligent few. The people who know that success, real, lasting success, starts with knowledge that's hidden from the masses. So now I have a question for you. How many other healthy habits are actually working against you? Want to find out? Then hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and keep watching. Because this is just the beginning of the person you're about to become.